Stop trying to talk her into intimacy. Start creating a moment where she wants it first. My friend, most men are not afraid of intimacy itself. They're afraid of that moment when she pulls back, goes quiet, and says, "I'm not ready for that." And suddenly you feel like a teenager, exposed and rejected. So what do? You either stop trying altogether, or you push too hard, too fast, and make everything worse. Here's the truth nobody told you. Women don't reject intimacy as much as they reject pressure, bad timing, and clumsy invitations. They say no to the feeling, not the act. If you know how to shape the feeling, you don't have to beg for the moment. The moment starts working for you instead of against you. In this video, we're going to break down how to invite intimacy without sounding needy, creepy, or transactional. We'll talk about the emotional switches that must be on, the distance that makes her lean in, and the kind of words that slip under her guard instead of triggering it. You're going to see why the right energy can really make the woman say yes to what she would have rejected. You're not going to convince her. You're going to understand her. If you've been scared of asking and tired of hearing no, stay with me. Let's get into it. Number 1, the signal that makes her open up. Folks, listen closely, because this is one of those truths most men never figure out. Women don't open up because you ask. They open up because you signal something in your presence that tells her, without words, "You're safe, and I'm not like the others." And trust me, my friend, she feels that signal in her body before she ever acknowledges it in her mind. Let me break this down for you in a way that actually makes sense. Most men think intimacy starts with a move, a question, a compliment, a bold line. But a woman's guard doesn't drop because of what you say. It drops because of what she senses. When your energy tells her you're grounded, unshakable, and not seeking validation, her instinct relaxes. She starts leaning toward you. She starts filling in the silence. She starts revealing the softer parts she hides from everybody else. Take Jason, 46, for example. He went out for coffee with Emily, 39, after weeks of texting. Jason used to be the guy who talked too fast, tried too hard, and filled every quiet moment with nervous chatter. This time, though, he did something different. He sat there grounded, shoulders relaxed, eyes calm. He wasn't waiting for Emily to approve of him, and Emily felt it. She started leaning in. She asked him deeper questions. She even admitted something personal within 10 minutes of sitting down. Not because he pried, but because his presence gave her permission. Or take another example. Michael, 52, had been seeing Sarah, 41. Every time he tried to escalate closeness, Sarah would freeze or pull back. But the moment he shifted his energy from, "I hope she likes me," to, "I'm good with myself whether she does or not," everything changed. Sarah's tone softened. She sat closer. She made longer eye contact. Her body responded to a signal she couldn't logically explain. That's what I need you to understand. Women read emotional presence the same way men read physical cues. They know when your energy is anchored, when you're not performing, when you're not rushing. And when they feel that, something in them opens. Their guard loosens, their curiosity rises, their attraction deepens. Here's where the Stoics come in. Seneca said, "The calm mind is not vulnerable." And ironically, the calmer you are, the more she becomes vulnerable around you. Not in a manipulative way, but in a biological, instinctive way. Your emotional steadiness becomes the doorway she willingly steps through. Now, the trick most men miss is this. The signal isn't in your words, but in your vibe, in your breathing, in how slowly you move, in the fact that you're not in a hurry to get somewhere. When she feels that, she fills in the gap. She moves closer. She initiates deeper conversation. She starts imagining the intimacy because you made her feel like she's the one choosing it, not you forcing it. Before we jump to the next part, let me ask you something. If this hits home, drop the words, "I feel this," and stay with me, because what comes next will flip the way you communicate with women forever. Number 2, the tone that melts her defenses. My friend, here's a truth most men never learn. Women don't just listen to what you say, they listen to how you say it. Your tone hits her nervous system before your actual sentence ever reaches her mind. And if your tone is rushed, needy, loud, or overly excited, her guard goes up instantly. But if your tone is slow, grounded, warm, and controlled, her defenses start melting on the spot. Let's be real. Women are emotional readers. They feel tension the way you feel temperature. So the moment your tone reveals insecurity, pressure, or expectation, she tightens up. She goes into self-protection mode. But when your tone carries steadiness, when you speak like a man who's comfortable with himself, that's when she relaxes, softens, and becomes more open than you expect. The key is this: your tone must not chase. Your tone must invite. A man who chases talks fast, asks too much, laughs too hard, and fills every silence. A man who invites speaks slowly, pauses comfortably, and uses fewer words. But each word feels intentional. Women don't respond to volume, they respond to vibe. And this isn't just psychology, there's a Stoic edge to it. Marcus Aurelius said, "The soul becomes dyed with the color of its thoughts." Your tone is simply your inner state, made audible. If your mind is calm, your tone is calm. If your mind is desperate, your tone exposes it. You can't fake this. You must become it. Here's what happens when you use the right tone. First, she stops bracing for something. Most men unknowingly communicate pressure. Even a simple question, "So, what are you doing later?" can sound like a demand if the tone behind it is needy or uncertain. But with a slow, steady tone, the same question becomes an invitation, not a trap. Second, she feels a sense of safety, not physical safety, emotional safety. Women open up not when they feel protected from danger, but when they feel protected from judgment. A calm tone tells her you're not evaluating her every word. You're not waiting to react. You're simply present. Third, your tone creates tension, the good kind. The kind that makes her lean in, pay attention, and wonder why your presence feels different from every other man she's dealt with. When you drop your voice slightly, slow down, and let your words land, it hits her body, not just her ears. She feels something she can't fully explain. And here's the deeper secret. The right tone makes her trust her own desire. When you're calm, she feels like she is choosing to move closer. She's choosing to open up. She's choosing the intimacy building between you. Women want to feel like the connection is unfolding naturally, not being forced. This is why the wrong tone kills attraction instantly. If your voice sounds nervous, she assumes you want something from her. If your voice sounds demanding, she thinks you're trying to control her. If your voice sounds too eager, she feels you're trying to win her approval. But with a grounded tone, she senses you don't need anything from her, and that paradoxically makes her want you more. So before you move forward to the next level of intimacy, here's your takeaway. Don't focus on the perfect line. Focus on the tone behind it. Now, if this resonates with you, drop the words, "I feel this," and stick with me, because in the next part, we're going to break down the emotional rhythm that makes her guard drop without her even realizing it. Number 3, the energy shift. She can't resist. Listen, my friend. Attraction doesn't start with words. It doesn't even start with looks. It starts with an energy shift a woman feels before she can explain it. And most men never learn how to use this because they're too focused on actions instead of presence. Let me show you exactly what I mean. Women sense changes in energy the way men sense changes in tone. When you shift your energy from eager and available to grounded and intentional, she feels it instantly. It hits her attention, her curiosity, and yes, even her body. Not in a loud way, but in a way that makes her think, something just changed, and I like it. Take Mark, 47, from Colorado. After his divorce, he jumped back into dating acting like most men do. Too much talking, too much effort, too much tension. Women kept pulling away, and he couldn't understand why. Then one day, he simply changed one thing. Instead of trying to impress, he switched into a steady, calm energy. He stopped leaning in. He relaxed his posture. He listened more than he spoke. And suddenly, women responded. The same women who ignored him before started initiating. Nothing about his looks changed. His energy changed. Or think about Lisa, 42, the marketing director Mark went out with. The moment he softened his shoulders, slowed down his breathing, and let silence stay in the space instead of filling it. She leaned closer. She laughed more freely. She touched his arm first. She felt safe and drawn in at the same time, and she didn't fully know why. This is the energy shift she can't resist. You go from performing to being. Here's why it works. When your energy is frantic or needy, she feels responsible for managing your emotions. That kills attraction instantly. But when your energy is firm, calm, and steady, she feels free to let herself relax. This triggers something deep in her psychology. It tells her, this man can hold space. This man isn't shaken easily. This man isn't trying to get something from me. Women do not chase men who want validation. They chase men who already have inner stability. And here's where Stoicism fits in. Epictetus said, "No man is free who is not master of himself." A woman senses whether you're in control of your inner world. When your energy is anchored, you're no longer reacting to her mood, her silence, or her signals. Instead, you're creating a steady emotional environment she wants to enter. And that's what seduction really is. Not pressure, but pull. Another reason this works is because women respond to shifts, not constants. If you're always high energy, she tunes out. If you're always low energy, she loses interest. But when your energy transitions from playful to calm, from light to grounded, from curious to confident, she feels the contrast. That contrast is what hooks her attention. It makes her wonder what else you're hiding beneath the surface. And here's the part most men miss. The energy shift must be subtle, not forced. If you pretend to be calm, she'll sense it immediately. But if you actually become calm, slowing your breath, relaxing your shoulders, letting your thoughts quiet, your energy naturally changes, and she feels it without you saying a word. Before we move on, I want you to lock one thing in. Energy is contagious. The question is, do you want her to catch your tension or your confidence? If this makes sense to you, drop the words, "I own this," and stay with me, because the next part reveals the emotional pathway that lowers her guard without her ever noticing it. Number 4. The hint that feels illegal. My friend, here's where most men mess everything up. They move too fast. They show too much interest. They make their intentions obvious. And the moment a woman feels the full weight of what you want, she tightens up. Her instinct isn't to move forward, but to protect herself. Women don't respond to pressure. They respond to suggestion, to a hint, to something subtle enough to feel safe, but bold enough to feel exciting. This is the art of the illegal hint. Not illegal in reality, but illegal in the way it bypasses her thinking brain and goes straight into the part of her that feels attraction without permission. She doesn't consciously process it. She just reacts. The trick is simple. You don't say what you want. You let your energy imply it. A woman must feel like she is stepping into the moment, not being pushed into it. And the best way to create that sensation is with a single controlled hint. One shift in tone, one pause, one look, one sentence that carries tension without exposing intention. For example, instead of saying something direct or clumsy, you use a line with weight behind it. Something like, "You make it very easy to get comfortable around you." It sounds harmless on the surface, but the tone underneath says something else entirely. It communicates awareness. It communicates confidence. It communicates presence. And most importantly, it gives her space to respond instead of cornering her. This is where Stoicism becomes powerful. Seneca wrote, "The greatest remedy for anger is delay. The same is true for desire. Attraction grows in the space you allow, not in the pressure you apply." A hint works because it creates space. It invites her to fill the silence with her own curiosity. When you speak with a steady voice and controlled timing, she feels a shift she can't quite name. Her guard drops slightly, her breathing slows. She becomes more aware of you, not because you pushed, but because you pulled back just enough to make her lean in. And here's what separates amateurs from men who know what they're doing. The hint must be paired with composure. If you hint and then look at her for approval, the spell breaks. If you hint and then act nervous, she feels you were performing. But if you deliver it calmly, then continue talking like nothing happened, she feels the moment hit her body while you remain unaffected. That contrast is intoxicating to her. This is why the right hint feels illegal. It bypasses her logical guard. It lets her experience attraction without admitting it out loud. And the moment she feels that subtle spark of, "Why did that make me react?" you've opened the door. Remember this. Women want to feel desire that feels like their idea, not something handed to them, not something demanded from them. A hint gives her just enough to follow the feeling without thinking too hard about it. Before we move to the next part, I want you to do one thing. If you're ready to actually learn the deeper techniques, the kind I don't share publicly, consider joining the membership. That's where I break down the advanced mindsets step by step. Now drop the words, "I feel the shift," and stay tuned, because the next part shows you how a woman's emotional rhythm opens the door long before intimacy ever happens. Number 5. The touch that turns curiosity into heat. Folks, let's be honest. Touch is where most men panic, overthink, or push too fast and ruin everything. But when done right, a single touch can shift a woman from being curious about you to feeling something deeper in her body. Not explicit, not reckless, but a spark she wasn't expecting and can't ignore. And the key isn't where you touch her, it's the energy behind the touch. Let me paint the picture with something real. Imagine a guy named Daniel, 45, from Chicago. Successful career, good shape, but constantly told he feels like a friend on dates. The reason? Every time he touched a woman, it was quick, nervous, and full of uncertainty. Women didn't feel confidence from him. They felt hesitation. Then he met Julia, 41, a lawyer he'd been talking to for a few weeks. This time, instead of overthinking, he applied something simple. He touched slowly, lightly, and only after the moment already felt warm. When she made a joke, he placed his hand gently on her forearm for just a second. No gripping, no lingering, no message louder than the moment. And Julia didn't pull away. She smiled. She leaned in. She touched him back later on her own. That is the kind of touch that turns curiosity into heat. Here's why it works. Women don't respond to touch because of the touch itself. They respond to the state you're in when you touch them. If your hand is shaking, she feels your anxiety. If you're rushing, she feels your agenda. But if your hand is steady, warm, and controlled, she feels your presence. She feels your certainty. She feels that you're grounded, not grabbing for validation. A woman's nervous system reacts before her mind does. When your energy is calm, her body mirrors that calm and opens up. When your energy is tense, she shuts down. It's that simple. And here's the twist. The best touch often comes from the smallest gestures, brushing a speck of lint off her sleeve, a slow touch on her upper back as you guide her through a doorway, your hand meeting hers for a second when she passes you something. These aren't physical moves. They're emotional cues. They tell her, I'm here, I'm steady, I'm aware of you. And awareness is what creates heat. When a woman feels seen, genuinely seen, her defenses soften. When she feels your touch is intentional but not demanding, she relaxes into the moment. When she feels your energy has no rush, no agenda, no pressure, she begins responding with her own signals. Marcus Aurelius said, "The soul becomes dyed with the color of its thoughts." If your thoughts are grounded, patient, and confident, your touch carries that same energy. You don't touch to get a reaction. You touch because the moment naturally invites it. Women can feel that difference. And here's something most men never realize. The right touch doesn't escalate things instantly. It simply shifts the air between you. It moves her from, I'm curious about him, to why do I feel this around him? That's the moment heat begins. Before we move on, I want you to take a second and be honest. Have you been touching from pressure or presence? If you're ready to break old habits, drop the words, I choose presence. And stay tuned, because the next part reveals the slow pace that makes her lean into you instead of pulling away. Number 6, the slow pace that activates her body. My friend, if there is one thing women feel more intensely than men realize, it's pace. The speed of your movements, the speed of your words, the speed of your reactions. And here's the truth no one teaches you. A slow pace is one of the strongest triggers for feminine attraction. Not slow as in lazy or disinterested, but slow as in controlled, intentional, grounded. A pace that tells her without saying a word, I'm not rushing anything, and I'm not rushing you. Women feel speed as pressure, but they feel slowness as confidence. And confidence, when expressed through pace, is something her body responds to before her mind ever catches up. Think about it. When a man speaks too fast, moves too fast, or reacts too fast, it reveals nervous energy. It reveals anticipation. It reveals emotional instability. But when a man slows down, his gestures, his voice, the way he turns his head, the way he leans back instead of forward. It sends a different message altogether. It shows composure. It shows presence. And presence is magnetic to a woman. Slow is not passive. Slow is powerful. This is why the slow pace works even when nothing physical is happening. When you pause before answering a question, she feels that pause. When you take a breath before you speak, she senses the steadiness. When you let silence sit between the two of you without rushing to fill it, she feels her own awareness rising. Her mind becomes quieter, but her body becomes more alert. She starts noticing your voice, your eyes, your movements. That's what a slow pace does. It heightens the moment without forcing it. And here's the deeper truth. Women don't want a man who reacts instantly. They want a man who chooses his timing. A man who doesn't move from impulse, but from intention. That's why Stoicism fits perfectly here. Epictetus said, "No great thing is created suddenly." Attraction is one of those things. The slow pace builds anticipation. It creates emotional oxygen. It allows her to lean towards you instead of you reaching toward her. When your pace is slow and steady, she feels safe. Not the boring kind of safe, but the kind mixed with curiosity and tension. She feels like you're guiding the moment, not chasing it. And that makes her more receptive, more responsive, more aware of her own reactions to you. Another thing men never understand. Slowness communicates certainty. If you move slowly, it means you're not afraid of losing her. It means you're not trying to force the moment. It means you trust your presence. And women feel that trust in the way your tone settles, the way your posture relaxes, and the way you look at her without rushing to look away. This is why slow pacing activates her body without you crossing any lines. It gives her time to feel the moment. It gives her space to feel herself around you. It gives her the freedom to respond instead of defend. Most men rush because they're afraid the moment will disappear. But the men women crave are the ones who know the moment becomes stronger when they slow down. So here's your takeaway. Speed is panic. Slowness is power. Slow everything down. Not to manipulate her, but to master yourself. Now, if this hits home for you, drop the words, "I move with control," and stay tuned, because the next part reveals the words that make her crave more without you ever sounding needy or obvious. Number 7, the words that pull her closer. My friend, here's something most men completely misunderstand. They think women fall for compliments, smooth lines, or some magic phrase they saw online. But women don't respond to words. They respond to the state behind the words. And when your words come from a grounded place, calm, confident, and free from expectation, that's when they pull her closer instead of pushing her away. Let me show you how this works in real life. Take Michael, 52, from Arizona. Successful, sharp, emotionally intelligent. But for years, every time he complimented a woman, it sounded like he was trying to win something. He didn't even realize it. He would tell a woman she looked beautiful, but his tone carried hope instead of certainty. Women sensed the pressure and backed away. Then he met Aaron, 46, a project manager he'd been talking to at a networking event. Instead of complimenting her appearance, he said something far more powerful. "You're easy to talk to." Simple, steady, and delivered with a relaxed tone. No chase, no expectation, just presence. Aaron didn't pull away. She stepped closer. She kept the conversation going. She even touched his arm while laughing. Why? Because the words were grounded, not needy. They reflected his state, not his desire for approval. This is the difference between words that fall flat and words that pull a woman into your space. Women respond to words that acknowledge connection, not words that beg for it. Words like, "You're interesting to me. I like the way you think. I enjoy talking to you." None of these praise her looks. None of these say, "I want something from you." Instead, they reveal that you're present, tuned in, and confident enough to express interest without expecting anything back. That's what pulls her closer. It signals emotional maturity, not emotional need. And here's where Stoicism comes into play. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "The happiness of your life depends on the quality of your thoughts." The words you use with a woman are simply your thoughts made audible. If your thoughts are grounded and secure, your words carry weight. If your thoughts are frantic or approval-seeking, your words feel empty no matter how poetic they sound. Women feel the difference instantly. Another thing men miss is that the right words create curiosity, not clarity. If you tell a woman, "I really like you," she already knows exactly where you stand. There's no mystery left. But if you tell her, "There's something about you that catches my attention," she feels something stir inside her. She wants to know what you mean. She wants to know what you're noticing. That curiosity becomes an emotional pull. The key is to speak slowly, with warmth in your tone, and without forcing the moment. When you say something meaningful and then stay relaxed, shoulders down, voice calm, eyes steady, she feels both the connection and the confidence behind the words. That combination is rare for her, and rare is irresistible. And here's the final layer. Your words should guide her toward you, not push her. When you stay neutral but warm, interested but not attached, direct but not demanding, she feels safe to step into the space between you. Before we move forward, ask yourself this one question. Are your words trying to impress her or invite her? If you're ready to choose presence over performance, drop the words, "I speak with intention." And don't go anywhere, because the next part reveals the kind of distance that makes her chase before she even realizes what she's doing. Number 8, the distance that makes her want more. My friend, here's a truth men ignore until they're hurt by it. Women don't chase presence. They chase space. Not abandonment, not coldness, not disappearing for attention, but the right kind of distance. The kind that gives her room to feel her own desire rising instead of reacting to yours. The kind that activates her curiosity, her imagination, and the part of her psychology that wants what isn't immediately available. Women feel distance the way men feel mystery. It wakes something up inside them. It creates movement. It makes them wonder. And when a woman starts wondering about you, wanting to understand you, wanting to know where she stands with you, she leans forward. She invests. She reaches out. This is how real pursuit begins. Most men kill attraction because they cling. They text too quickly, respond too fast, ask too many questions, or fill every silence with effort. That's not connection. That's pressure. And pressure shuts down desire. But when your energy steps back, not your attention, not your respect, but your emotional forwardness, she feels the shift immediately. She feels your calm. She feels your independence. She feels that you're not trying to be chosen. And that's what makes her want to choose you. Distance works because it creates contrast. When you're present, she enjoys it. When you pull back slightly, she notices the difference. That noticing becomes longing. Longing becomes curiosity. Curiosity becomes pursuit. And here's where Stoicism gives you the upper hand. Epictetus said, "If you want to improve, Be content to be thought foolish. In this context, it means don't fear what she thinks when you pull back. Don't fear appearing less available. Don't fear not chasing. A man anchored in himself isn't controlled by someone else's reaction, and that freedom is exactly what women respond to. Distance is not silence meant to punish her. It's space meant to stabilize you. When your life is full, your work, your routine, your purpose, your friendships, you naturally create distance because you're not fixated on her response. That authenticity is what makes distance powerful, not forced. Women don't want a man who disappears out of insecurity. They want a man who steps back because he's grounded, purposeful, and centered. When you give her space without withdrawing your respect or presence, she feels something rare. She feels the safety of your steadiness and the pull of your unpredictability at the same time. And here's the psychological twist. When you're not always emotionally available, she has to bring something to the table to keep the connection alive. She sends the first text. She continues the conversation. She suggests the next meetup. She invests emotionally because you've shown her that you won't fill all the space for her. That's what makes the pursuit feel like her decision, not your request. Distance also amplifies everything you've shown her so far. Your tone, your confidence, your presence, your calm. Without distance, she can't feel the contrast. With distance, she can't ignore it. Just remember this. Distance only works when it comes from genuine self-control, not manipulation. When you slow down your responses naturally, when you're not driven by anxiety, when you stop overgiving, she feels your strength, and strength pulls her in. So here's your takeaway. Don't fill every moment. Don't rush connection. Don't eliminate space. A woman falls deeper into the moments you don't take, just as much as the ones you do. If this resonates, drop the words, "I hold my frame," and stay with me, because the next part shows how vulnerability, done correctly, gets under her skin more than any charm ever could. Number 9, the vulnerability that disarms her. My friend, most men either hide their emotions completely or dump them all at once. Both extremes kill attraction. What actually disarms a woman, what makes her soften, open up, and feel closer than she expected, is controlled vulnerability. Not emotional dumping, not dramatic storytelling, but a brief moment of honesty delivered with strength, not need. Let me show you how powerful this is. Picture a man like Robert, 49, from Virginia. Successful contractor, solid shape, disciplined life. But whenever he dated, he tried too hard to act like nothing ever affected him. He never shared anything real. Women liked his confidence at first, but they always said the same thing. "I couldn't feel you." They didn't lose interest because he was weak. They lost interest because he was a wall. Then he met Melissa, 45, a fitness coach. On their third date, instead of playing the bulletproof masculine role, he simply said, "I'm not great at slowing down. I've had to teach myself to relax and actually enjoy moments like this." One calm sentence. No dramatic story, no emotional oversharing, just truth spoken with control. And Melissa didn't recoil. She touched his hand, she leaned in. She even told him something she'd never shared on a date before. That's the power of controlled vulnerability. Women don't want a man who breaks down. They want a man who knows himself well enough to open the door just a little. Because when you reveal one honest layer, steady voice, calm tone, no apology, she feels your humanity without feeling your weight. It makes you real, it makes you relatable, and it makes her trust the moment more deeply. Controlled vulnerability is not weakness. It's stability mixed with truth. Take another example. Andrea, 44, an accountant in Seattle. She went on a date with a guy who never stopped trying to impress her. Every compliment sounded rehearsed. Every story sounded polished. She told a friend later, "It felt like he wasn't letting me see him." But when he eventually said, "I'm working on not being so guarded," everything changed. She felt invited in, not pushed away. This happens because women don't bond through logic. They bond through emotional recognition. When you share a small, grounded truth, something real but not messy, it signals that you're not performing. You're not chasing. You're not trying to sell an identity. You're being a man who owns his inner world instead of hiding it. Here's the psychological twist. Vulnerability done right doesn't make her want to protect you. It makes her want to connect with you. She feels like you trust her enough to show her something real, and that trust makes her relax her own guard. But here's the danger. Too much vulnerability too soon? That feels like pressure. Too emotional? That feels like dependency. Too detailed? That feels like burden. The masculine version of vulnerability is brief, honest, and delivered from solid ground. And whether she admits it or not, those moments stick with her. A woman might forget your compliments. She might forget your jokes, but she won't forget the moment she felt you show something real while still holding yourself together. That combination is rare, and rarity is irresistible. Before we move to the final part, ask yourself honestly, do you hide too much or reveal too much? If you're ready to balance strength with truth, drop the words, "I open with control," and stick with me. Because the next part breaks down the masculine gravity she can feel before she even understands why she's drawn to you. Number 10, the emotional gravity that pulls her in. There's a level of masculine presence that doesn't push, chase, impress, or convince. It simply pulls. A silent kind of emotional gravity that makes a woman feel drawn towards you even when you're not saying much, not doing much, and not trying at all. And this is something most men never learn, because they confuse attraction with performance. But emotional gravity comes from something completely different. The way you make her feel when she's in your orbit. Let me explain. Women don't fall for men who talk the most. They fall for the man whose inner world feels stable, grounded, and unshakable. The man whose energy makes her feel safe without him needing to announce it. The man who doesn't change his rhythm based on her reactions, her moods, or her unpredictability. Emotional gravity works because she feels the difference between a man centered in himself and a man orbiting her. This internal center is built quietly. It comes from a deeper relationship with yourself, your values, your purpose, and your emotional discipline. A woman can sense when a man has emotional chaos swirling inside him, and she can sense when a man has calm running through his core. That calm doesn't just attract her, it reorganizes her. It shifts her breathing, it slows her thoughts, it softens her defenses. Because masculine gravity gives her something she rarely feels in modern dating. Stability without pressure. And here's the part most men overlook. Emotional gravity isn't about being distant or stoic to the point of coldness. It's about being present, but not reactive. Available, but not chasing. Open, but not emotionally needy. A woman feels pulled toward the man who doesn't bend his identity just to be liked. The man whose sense of self doesn't depend on her response. In the Stoic texts, there's a principle called euthymia, a calm confidence in your chosen path. This concept is the foundation of emotional gravity. When you move through the world with euthymia, You stop broadcasting insecurity. You stop seeking validation. You stop letting people's behavior dictate your value. And when a woman feels that in you, her attraction deepens without you lifting a finger. Think about the times you've seen a woman linger just a little longer in a conversation, or tilt her body toward a man without realizing it, or become unusually receptive to his presence. That wasn't about what he said. That was his gravity in action. It bypasses logic and lands directly in her body. What surprises most men is how subtle this force is. You don't display emotional gravity, you embody it. It shows up in the way you listen without rushing, the way you move slowly, the way your tone stays warm but firm, the way your eyes stay steady, not searching for approval, the way you let silence breathe instead of filling it with nervous chatter. When a woman encounters a man like this, she feels something she can't quite label: a pull, a curiosity, a desire to get closer, not because he demanded connection, but because being near him feels different from being near other men. Emotional gravity makes her lean in. It makes her open up. It makes her want more without understanding why. And at that point, seduction stops being effort. It becomes a natural response to who you are, not what you do. This is the kind of man she doesn't walk away from. Not because he holds her tightly, but because his presence is the place her mind keeps returning to. We've just covered the psychological and emotional triggers that let you move toward a woman without facing rejection, without pressure, and without guessing what she wants. When you apply these principles correctly, you stop asking for intimacy and instead become the man she naturally opens up to, because it feels safe, exciting, and inevitable. If you want to go deeper and unlock the advanced techniques I can't share publicly, make sure you join the membership for exclusive content. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel so you never miss the next video. Thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next one.